During the pat-down this Wednesday, police state he shot the administrators during the pat-down, then fled the scene. Park County Sheriff Tom McGraw states that the boy's body was found at around 8:15 p.m. after an hours-long manhunt. The sheriff declined to state the cause of death and refused to disclose whether a gun was found near the body. One of the two faculty members is in stable condition, however, the others is still critical.
Here in North Texas, a suspect accused of shooting a student in the arm at Thomas Jefferson High School on Tuesday has been arrested and is in police custody. The shooting marks the second in a span of 2 days in the DFW area, with the first taking place in Arlington this past Monday. ntTV News did reach out to Denton ISD for their reaction. Officials say that students experienced a traditional school week. However, there are resources to report and protect students and faculty members. Students and parents can download the Stop It app to anonymously report concerns to school officials. These concerns can range from cyberbullying to threats of violence or self-harm. To learn more about Stop It, you can visit www.dentonisd.org/stop-it.
Dealing with emotional or stressful situations can trigger many responses. For many college students, the pressures of the past few years and the concerns of the future are causing a growing number of them to struggle and, according to a new survey, consider dropping out of their academic studies. A new Gallup poll shows that 2 out of 5 undergrad students say they frequently experience emotional stress while in school. And of that group, nearly half of those were women. The report surveyed 12,000 students with a high school degree and who were in college or university. More than 40% had considered dropping out in the past 6 months, citing emotional stress or mental health problems as the key issue. Mental health not only affects the young, it affects the oldest, wisest, and strongest of us, including the legendary voice of the Texas Rangers. ntTV sports anchor Spencer Grant joins us now with more. Spencer?
That's right, Kyle. Longtime radio voice of the Texas Rangers, Eric Nadal, will miss the start of his 29th season in the booth. Nadal announced today he is stepping back from his broadcast duties to focus on his mental health. In a statement, Nadal said, "I now find myself dealing with anxiety, insomnia, and depression, which are currently preventing me from doing the job I love." He went on to say that he has been an advocate for those with mental health issues. "I am receiving treatment as I go through the healing process and encourage others with similar issues to reach out for help." While no timetable has been given for his return, he said Rangers management has been wonderful to him. Nadal, who is 71 years old, joined the Rangers back in 1979 and was inducted into the Texas Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991. We will be following his journey throughout the year. Gabby, back to you.
Very important story there. Thanks, Spencer. Famous social media app TikTok is facing an existential threat. Legislators are concerned with the app's security and ownership by Chinese company ByteDance. CNN's Mike Valerio has more on this story.
There are more than 150 million Americans who love our platform.
TikTok CEO facing U.S. lawmakers for the first time on Capitol Hill in a heated hearing.
We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values. TikTok has repeatedly chosen the path for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned.
U.S. lawmakers repeating calls for the ban of the video app based on national security concerns about the app's ability to collect data from its users. But TikTok CEO maintains the app doesn't collect any more data than other social media companies.
We will firewall protected U.S. data from unwanted foreign access.
CEO Shou Chu fighting back, attempting to reassure Congress his company has taken action to resolve fears the Chinese government could gain access to TikTok user data.
The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel.
But in the eyes of some experts, an all-out TikTok ban is unlikely.
This app has millions of users. Right? So free speech and all of these other considerations come into play. And that's why I think we're far less likely to get a full ban and more likely to see some kind of potentially middle ground restriction.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
When we come back, there are mixed feelings about a new green initiative for an on-campus dining that has some students questioning the university.
And it's election time at UNT. Keep watching to find out how to vote and make your voice heard in the upcoming race.
access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras. That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
March signifies Women's History Month across the country, focused at looking at the history of female icons and their influence. However, there's a local exhibit that dives into Texan women and the legacy they built for future generations.
This is the one I like, the one with the plow.
The Denton Public Library has a new visitor this Women's History Month, made possible by Humanities Texas. It's called Women at Work from 1930 to 1960, an installation of photographs that takes viewers back in time.
Today's woman gets to just go to the store and buy what they need, where yesterday's woman had to actually grow their own foods. They had to take over where the men were at war, and they were fulfilling the men's roles.
The roles of women in rural Texas didn't end at food production. It also included farm work, house improvements, and innovation.
Over here, this is the lady that learned tailoring. She made all her clothes, and then she also sold what she also produced for others. And this lady learned to quilt, and then she made extra quilts for other people and sold those.
Even though the exhibit is meant to highlight the past, it still has an impact in our present and future.
I've seen mothers show their young daughters saying something like, "This is what your grandmother did," or "This is what your great-grandmother did," which is very encouraging, knowing that these young ladies are learning what previous generations did, and they're getting exposed to a history of how hard women work in the home, and as well outside the home too.
The Denton South Branch Library has an event this upcoming Wednesday at 4 p.m. where people can learn how to make felted soap bars. This will be the last event for the month of March, but anyone is free to visit the exhibit during library hours.
The highly anticipated election day for UNT Student Government Association is right around the corner. ntTV's James Peeler is at Wooten Hall with the school's election commissioner for more. James?
Thank you, Kyle. I'm here with Kaylin Ruiz, UNT Speaker Pro Tem and Class Senator. So, what do you do as Class Senator and Speaker Pro Tem?
Hi. So as Speaker Pro Tem, I work to facilitate the inner workings of the SGA Senate, but as Class Senator, I represent the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences.
It's very nice. How did the debate go last night?
I felt the debate was very passionate from both candidates that were speaking. The rise administration as well as the Push administration are both very qualified candidates who I believe are fit to lead the UNT campus. However, I would say that given the nature of SGA, I feel a little bit more of a inclination towards one administration over the other.
Mm-hmm. What are the most pressing issues on students' minds?
It has been pretty consistent over the past couple of years: parking, undergraduate housing, as well as upperclassmen housing, more specifically within the undergraduate community. Just other things such as improving the music practice facilities for the College of Music, raising the minimum wage, other things like that.
So why is SGA so important?
I believe SGA is important because everyone is represented by at least one senator, depending on their college. So increasing that mobility, that representation, allowing every student to have a voice here on campus and to address their concerns is what SGA is about.
All right, thank you very much, Kaylin. For information on how and when to vote, we go back to Gabby in the studio. Gabby?
Thanks, James. Now that we're all caught up on what this election is all about, you might be wondering where to actually cast your vote. Voting will be held starting next Monday, the 27th, and end Thursday, the 30th. Students will get a link in their UNT email taking them to the online form. And again, this is a digital voting system, so there's no in-person location for the SGA election.
UNT's mean green spirit is going even greener. If you're looking for a new way to minimize plastic waste on campus, there's a perfect new way to do so. ntTV's Piper Gifford has more.
The University of North Texas is working hard to minimize its carbon footprint, but what's new in the works? Students who dine at the campus chat food court have a new option to reuse, reduce, and recycle. It's the new Green Choice takeout system. It's a $5 reusable container that provides students with an option to minimize their plastic waste. But how does it work? Go place an order at Sauté or Flat Top Grill and request a Green Choice box. Once you receive your order, make your way over to the cash register and pay for your meal and the entrance fee. Once you've finished your meal, head on over to the Green Choice machine. Scan your box and receive a token. This token is your program membership, and be sure not to lose it. UNT student Astrid Contreras says she supports the program.
That's amazing. Yeah, like we don't even have to do dishes. Are you kidding? That's great. I love it.
But some students have concerns about the cost of the box. I spoke with Blake Butterfield about his worries.
You know, like I'm paying $5 to take on the burden of saving the environment instead of my tier 1 research university that I pay so much money to go to already. Just doesn't make sense.
Sandeep Basu is one of the program's directors, and he says there's future plans for lowering the costs.
We are working towards a target, and once we reach that target, we're going to subsidize the cost of the container.
As for the future of Green Choice, only time will tell.
Now, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what changes will be made to encourage more people to use this new initiative and also help reduce waste.
Absolutely. Giving back to the environment is important, but Mother Nature seems angry anyway as severe weather threatens our area tonight. Let's go to Brooke Deering for more on local conditions and her forecast. Brooke?
Well, guys, just like these past 2 Thursdays, we're expecting to see some severe weather later tonight heading into tomorrow morning. Now, I'm outside right now where a cold front is expected to move through North Texas, bringing developing storms from the northwest with the possibility of producing strong winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes. Now, these storms should clear out of the area by Friday morning, bringing cooler temperatures that will leave us with sunny and breezy conditions through the weekend and into next week. After we get through tonight's severe weather, we'll be seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s. But if we take a look at our local map, surprisingly, North Texas is staying in the low 80s. We've agreed to stay in a 3-degree temperature range, and we're seeing our cooler temperatures in Bowie, Gainesville, Stephenville, and Graham, all with 80-degree and 81-degree temperatures. Now, we're seeing a warmer degree temperature in Dallas at 83 degrees. If we take a look at our regional map, we're seeing those temperatures range a little bit more from the 50s to the 80s, with Oklahoma City at our coolest temperature of 57 degrees. degrees, going up to 83 degrees in Shreveport, and we're seeing those 60s in Amarillo and El Paso. Now, if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, this weekend is going to be nice. We're seeing a lot of sun on Saturday and Sunday, with Saturday at a high of 75 degrees and a low of 44 degrees, and then Sunday at a high of 76 degrees and a low of 46 degrees. On Monday and Tuesday, it's still going to be nice, except we're going to see some clouds, so make sure you get out and get some fresh air. But just like every other Thursday we've been seeing, those storms are going to come back in next Thursday at a high of 77 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. Now, that's all I have for weather. Make sure you keep a lookout for those severe thunderstorm updates tonight. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. As the temperatures start to change, gas prices seem to be doing the same.
Our reporter Deja Jackson is here with more on what factors are at play nationally and locally. Deja?
You've probably seen that nationally and in Texas, gas prices rise just before spring break when everyone was getting ready to go on vacation, but afterwards they begin to fall. Well, that current average nationally is $3.43, which is more than 5 cents more than expensive than last month, but also 80 cents cheaper than last year. With Texas, the current average is slightly less than, which is at $3.06. A month ago was at $2.96, and a year ago was at $3.89. But if you're still worried about the prices you pay at the pump, here are some tips before driving habits, carpooling, avoiding frequent braking or accelerating, and keep less stuff in your car to make your vehicle lighter. That's all I have for you for Denton on a Dime. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Deja. I'm going to have to try some of those tips. Now, have you ever wanted to spend a night inside of a guitar? Well, neither have I, but one in Las Vegas hotel is breaking ground on a new sound.
Speaking of sound, it's karaoke night at UNT. We'll be there live to capture all the fun. Stay with us.
Now, you know, Kyle, something I love about UNT is the many cultures that are represented and celebrated on campus, such as the Holi celebration.
You're right, Gabby. And our reporter Sierra Pope is out there live right now at the festivity. Hey, Sierra, how is it going over there?
Thanks, guys. I'm here on the South Lawn at UNT, and as you can see, festives are all around. Students are celebrating the popular Hindu holiday known as Holi with lots of vibrant colors. Holi honors the arrival of spring with good vibes and success. This one-day free event was hosted by the University Program Council from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And actually, I have a special guest with me, Saribi, an attending of the Holi event. Now, is this your first time at a Holi celebration?
No, I've actually done Holi like 2 or 3 times before, which is interesting because I'm Indian and Holi's like an Indian festival, but like I know a lot of people that aren't even Indian that have been to Holi more times than me. So literally every time I go, it's crazy. It blows my mind every time.
Yes, it seems like an amazing event for all. And what is your favorite part about this event?
Okay, so I'm a little biased because I do work for UPC, but I just really think that UPC and Hindu Yuva did a really good job with like, you know, the preparations and like having all the colors ready, the speakers, the music, and just being fully prepared for the event. I feel like if they weren't organized, then like this event wouldn't be as organized just because of like the amount of people that are here. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite part. And also just like my new hair color.
Right. It's beautiful, by the way. And last question, if you can describe the Holi celebration in 3 words, what would it be?
Lit crazy movie.
Crazy movie, definitely, for sure. Thank you for your time, Saribi. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sierra. Looks like a lot of fun. If you're a music lover, this might be your next traveling destination. Vegas is constructing a hotel shaped like a guitar. Officials in Las Vegas have approved plans for the design. Hard Rock International plans to build the 660-foot tall tower and be part of its $1 billion deal. The new hotel tower and buildings will total almost 1.44 million square feet of new space and will include a casino floor, stores, and restaurants. The hotel will boast 600 rooms over 37 floors. As of now, the existing hotel will remain in operation during construction.
And you know, much like a guitar, your voice can be an instrument. I know my sister's singing at a choir concert later tonight.
Oh, that's good for your sister, but I can't sing to Gabby.
Okay, for Simon Cowell here, no for me. No, absolutely not.
Fair enough. Let's check in with ntTV reporter Macy Terry to see how I could use that beautiful voice of mine. Macy?
Thanks, Kyle. We're here at the Syndicate for karaoke night, and we're having a blast. Karaoke night ends at 8, so be sure to join us after the show. I've had so much fun watching the performances so far, and I can't wait to see more. That's all I have for y'all. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Macy. Now, Gabby, you and everyone else knows I'm not much of a dancer, but I always have a good time doing karaoke.
I mean, me neither. You could say I have some stage fright, but our UNT men's basketball team certainly didn't, as they stepped up to the plate, kept their cool, and secured a crucial win against Oklahoma State this week. Let's go to Spencer Grant for more on that. Spencer?
That's right, guys. Plenty to talk about in college sports, as well as social issues needing to be brought to light. Stay with us.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No sofas.
This story's going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
The 2022 College Sport, Racial and Gender Report card has been released this week. College sports received a C for racial and gender hiring practices, a trend that has only gotten worse in the last few years. White men have been dominating head coaching and athletic director positions across Divisions 1 through 3 and is showing no signs of slowing down at its current rate. Reverend Jesse Jackson, the founder of Rainbow Push, said on the report card, "With so many players of color on the court, one would be hopeful to see more people of color working off the court." The UNT men's basketball team won an overtime thriller in the quarterfinals at Oklahoma State, 65-59. Guard Tyler Perry continued his stellar play by leading all scorers with 23 points and a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line. The Mean Green are hungry to keep winning and travel to Las Vegas for the NIT Final Four, where they will take on Wisconsin for a chance at the NIT Championship. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. next Tuesday night. And finally, to walk around the Earth is possibly one of the greatest triumphs that man can achieve, to truly conquer what surrounds him. One man did just that. Brace yourself for this journey of a lifetime.
I was looking at the paper and there was an article in there about some gentleman who walked around the world. And I thought, I should do that.
Jay Kramer retired on April 4th of 2014. Shortly after, he set a goal to walk the equivalent of the distance around the world. He started with hikes out in Utah while visiting his son.
Already started with the hikes? Let's just do this.
The distance around the world is 24,901 miles. According to Kramer, who meticulously tracked his journey through his Fitbit, it totals to nearly 50 million steps.
In wintertime, it's usually about 5 miles a day. In the summertime, it's anywhere between 7 and 10.
The walks allowed Kramer to pursue the goal of getting in better shape during retirement, but it also allowed him to tackle his other retirement objective, reading more books, or in Kramer's case, listening.
I like to be on my feet moving, so that's why I thought, well, let's start listening to books. And I like the mystery type novels like James Patterson, Michael Connelly, Lee Child, that type of books. So it just kept me motivated.
On March 2nd, the 72-year-old not only finished his trek around the world, he also finished listening to 148 books. As for the next challenge, Kramer is taking on other planets.
It's either Mercury or Venus. The bottom line is I find a lot of enjoyment in doing it, and it gets me reading my books. So wherever it takes me, I'm just going to do it. Just keep walking.
Wow, that really hurt my feet just thinking about it. That's all for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Spencer. Well, Kyle, one of the greatest things about, walking that much is it can keep you young and fit. And if you're surrounded by family, you can keep up with the little ones.
Gabby, you make a great point. And because of that, I have something I want you and the rest of y'all to meet. Here is 90-year-old Mr. Pickles, a radiated tortoise and the oldest animal at the Houston Zoo. Has welcomed 3 new babies to his family. He and Mrs. Pickles have been together since her arrival at the zoo in 1996. These little baby reptiles are dill, gherkin, and jalapeno.
Now, 90 might not be too old, but zoo workers were surprised when Mrs. Pickles laid eggs. A quick-thinking worker spotted her laying them as soon as the zoo was closing, and experts took them in because the eggs would not be able to hatch naturally in the Texas soil. These little ones are important because radiated tortoises are critically endangered.
Good on those experts.
Yes.
for doing that. I mean, give them a raise.
Yes, give them a raise, guys.
Give them a raise right now.
Well, thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again next week here on North Texas Television.
I couldn't say Pickles.